Hey, it's Chaun Vaughn, and you are watching My 40 Plus Life. And today, the episode is all about black love. Don't you just love it? Today, I have with me two wonderful couples, including my husband, and we're going to talk about all things related to living that black love life, how you stay married for so long, and all of that good stuff. So if you want to join this conversation, which I think you should, then go ahead and click that subscribe button, comment on this conversation, and share with me what you do to celebrate black love. Now, getting into this wonderful topic, I want to introduce you to the lovely couples that I have. Sitting here next to me, I have artist and Tanya Wilson. They have been married for, y'all get this, they don't even look like it, but 37 years. Do you hear me? 37 years. And they have 4 grown sons with 6 beautiful grandkids. So welcome, artist and Tanya Wilson. And over here to my right, I have, you guys have met this man before. This is my brother, Leon Anthony White, with his beautiful wife, Sheena White. They have been married 15 years. Isn't that wonderful? And they have 3 beautiful children together. So welcome, Leon and Sheena White. And of course, I can't leave out my husband right here. Vaughn in the house. We have been married 20 years. And yeah, we think that we know a little bit about black love.
Black love.
So the way that, really, babe.
I'm sorry.
So the way that we're going to do this, I have given each of the couples some questions, and we're just going to dialogue around those questions. Now, I'm going to start it off, and I think this might be the best question to start it off with. What you think?
Good.
Since this just happened, y'all know I got to ask. You ready? What was your stance on Will Smith slapping Chris Rock as it relates to protecting your wife?
Oh boy, that's a long conversation. Yeah.
That is a long conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all scared to start off?
Well, I think that Chris, I don't think he knew, in my opinion, what was actually going on with Will and Jada, first of all. So, but I support the fact that a husband should support his wife and a wife should support her husband. So I think it was fine for Will to support Jada, but I just think that because of it being the type of setting that it was, I don't feel like that was the proper place for him to react that way. However, I do feel like that perhaps maybe after the show, when the celebrities get together and talk, that he could have pulled Chris to the side along with Jada and explained, hey, what was going on. We felt offended and, handle it that way.
So let me ask this. Do you absolutely believe that he was really doing that to protect Jada?
Well, for me, I say he didn't protect Jada because it happened. It took place.
Right.
So it's too late to protect Jada.
Right.
It already took place.
Yes.
So that was aftermath type thing.
Right.
So he didn't protect her.
Right.
She was already exposed.
She was exposed. And not in the fact that just because he made that comment, Chris made the comment, I think she's just exposed a lot of their life anyway. So I think that puts her in the limelight. And y'all saw it. Will was actually laughing. And, I don't advocate for anybody hitting somebody else. Now, if another man put his hands on me.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be over.
You better.
It's supposed to be
Not
over.
that I couldn't handle it myself, but.
That's different. That's a totally different situation to start with.
But because he's just made a joke, I think that it was uncalled for. And because that's it, this is in my field, my realm when it comes to emotional intelligence. Do y'all know that it literally takes like 6 seconds for information when you're stimulated to travel through your emotional brain to reach that front part of your brain where you rationalize what you're doing? He literally got up out of his seat had time. He strutted on the stage. 6 seconds has gone past. You did that intentionally, and because you should have said to yourself by that time that this don't make no sense for me to get on this stage. So I don't think that he was doing it actually for Jada. I really think that that was a personal, for him, trying to show his masculinity.
I think he actually analyzed Chris Rock. He said, man, this is a small dude up here. I'm finna go ahead and slap the piss out this man.
I can believe that.
Seriously, I think so.
I honestly feel like words would have sufficed. He
Man,
got
look,
up there and
to be
said,
honest with
"Look,
y'all,
you
man,
talk about my wife one more
I've actually
time,
done
I'ma
it
punch him," and
more
then
than
walk off the
once.
stage.
Look, so to be honest with you, me and Sheena, me and my wife, I've actually done it more than once. And
what?
I've slapped like
Yes, you have done that, Tony.
twice. I mean, but here's the thing, like me specifically, I don't.
Are you a slapper, huh?
Yeah, I'm a slapper because my thing. I think that's like it's basically saying, look, I don't respect you now, because see, but it's different because they put their hands on her. Yes. So one occurrence was I'm right behind her. We at the club. Dude spilt his drink on her, tried to wipe it off, so I pop the piss out there too. Now
And that was warranted.
You feel these hands is heavy. If you want it, come on get it. Second time, dude tried to put his hand around her waist. I hit that mug again. See me, I don't think when it comes to that. Like that's
quick though.
yeah, it's quick. It's quick. And I don't care who see it. I'm ready to go down, whatever. It's whatever for me right there at that point. However, I think Will analyzed Chris. I think that he wouldn't have done that to somebody that was actually his size or bigger. I think that Will was like, man, this dude ain't gonna do nothing. I've already did an interview with him saying that he can't fight. And then he also wanted to get him back from what he did to her the first time. Y'all remember that?
I feel like that was more disrespectful than what he said.
The first time was way more disrespectful. He was telling her she wasn't invited.
So even with that, now that they've come full circle, you've seen that Jada didn't even think that he should have done that, because her words were, "I don't need protecting."
That's
Yet again, right, exactly. Yet again, I believe that was not for, I don't think Will was trying to prove himself to Jada. I think he was trying to prove himself to everyone else, because y'all might talk about me, but I feel like she has emasculated him so much that he's trying to act out and show exactly, what he can bring, and that he isn't this little man that she tries to make. Yes. But she's done it again. She is not protecting her man, okay? There's a two-way street in this.
Yes.
He wants to protect her, but she needs to protect him as well.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, that just goes to the background, though. It's way before it even gets to the stage era, right? It's like we've had this conversation. Things that you talk about or expose yourself to other people becomes their platform to say whatever they're gonna say.
Right.
So if you putting yourself in that situation, just like with us, like you and I were talking about earlier, Sheena, about the privacy of, hey, I'm private. I don't need to be all in front of the camera. That's what you like to do, right? But respect the fact that your mate might not be in that same situation. Now for them, they are both in the light. So they putting both themselves at the exposure and expense of other people. That's true. Predicting and saying and, kind of assuming what they want to assume.
Okay, so you heard all of that conversation around that. Drop how you feel about this in the comments below. But let's go ahead and move on to our next question and our next couple, Artist and Tanya. What y'all got for us?
Okay, guys. What do you do to keep marriage sexy? Well,
What do y'all do?
What do y'all do?
Oh, it's us. Okay.
It don't matter.
What you do to keep it sexy, baby?
I think what we do is we just act like we did when we was married.
I mean, we stay dating.
Yeah, we
gotta
continue
keep
to
it.
date. Like,
Y'all
keep
fuck
it
a
sexy.
lot.
Yeah.
see, I knew it. I knew it was gonna come out. I mean, that's a part of it.
How many kids y'all got?
Hey, why
Why y'all making so
I don't understand
What we do
how
is we go and read the Bible. In the Bible, Scripture says sex is necessary. So that's what we're gonna go do right now. I mean, come
we
on, man.
found out that we was good at it, so we just kept it up.
There you go. I like that. That's a better answer.
That's
What are
good.
y'all quality?
We good
That
at it.
is a good quality.
I mean, despite that, Chandra.
That's like a major part.
And y'all be talking about her twerking, she be practicing.
That's what you do.
Yes.
Oh my God.
But I do like what you guys were saying. You were saying y'all date a lot.
Yeah.
And I do like what Derek and I do. We like to date because that helps to keep our marriage sexy. But we are so lucky to have with us Tanya because she wrote a whole book.
Whoa.
It's called You Stink. You can stink in a relationship. Okay?
She knows how to get you to make sure that your situation, your marriage stays sexy. So Tanya, I know you got some good advice for us.
But like they have all said, we all agree, the first big thing is to make sure that you keep dating. It doesn't matter if you've been married a little while or longer, especially longer, because the longer we're together, we tend to lose some of that fire, some of that spice, because we become too common with one another. Then, we feel like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. Well, trust me, boo, if you're not out there twerking for somebody else will. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are doing the same thing that you did to get your husband or your wife, and you want to keep it spicy. Like in the bedroom, you got to always, make some changes. Like you might, like we'll use the fruits, we'll pull out the whipped cream, all that kind of stuff.
Role play.
Okay.
Cowboy, sometimes I'm Darth Vader.
I am your father.
No.
Don't ever let it die down.
Tanya, I am your daddy. And that is so important, especially coming from a couple that has been married 37 years. I mean, that's amazing. So if you are looking to keep your relationship spicy, then these are some great ideas and tips to make sure that black love stays black love with the two of y'all. Okay, Tony and Sheena, what question y'all got for us today?
You always hear couples say your spouse should be your best friend. Is that true for you, and do you agree with that statement? Most definitely.
Yeah.
We are definitely best friends. If we weren't, we would not have lasted 15 years. We've been through a lot. And for the most part, we talk about it. If we don't agree, we just agree to disagree.
That's a lie.
We do agree to disagree.
Man, look, let me tell y'all. So Sheena has a big issue when I don't apologize first, even if I'm not wrong. She got to hear an apology in order for her to apologize.
Oh my God.
I'm not.
You know what? He is always wrong. Okay, so this is why he needs to apologize first. If you're wrong, then you need to apologize.
And that's her
Happy
problem.
wife, happy life, Derek. Remember we talked about that?
That is not true.
That's what I told her.
That's not true.
So do you guys feel like y'all are best friends?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Now, one thing for me as a man speaking, to have a friend, when you have a friend, you can be vulnerable. As a man, you got to have a friend to be vulnerable.
Yes, indeed.
And who better than my spouse?
Yeah.
So I can let my guards down with her. So if that's what makes us good friends. And being a man, you need to be vulnerable sometimes.
Yeah.
And you can do that with your spouse if they're your friend.
Okay.
So,
And I'm his ride or die, so I got his back no matter what.
That's right.
Connect.
Love it. So, babe, am I your best friend?
No.
I don't know how we make it because we not best friends.
I mean, this is the thing. We got married at 26, right? And I think it's unfair to just say best friends because you talk about ride or die. There's a growth process, right? I'm not the same at 26 that I am at 46, right? I don't think the same at 26 that I think at 46. And I think it's a travel bag that we've, right? Like I said, when you get married, you bring your luggage, and then y'all start putting y'all stuff up. Yeah. You put your stuff in your shelf. Well, shit, we can change a lot of clothes in 20 some years, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, I don't think best friend is it because the vulnerability, the exposure, to tell your wife everything. My wife can be my best friend or she can be my worst villain because she knows both sides. Mm-hmm. So it's really about the grace that she gives in both situations. So I don't really see it as best friend because I have a best friend, like a dude, a G code, a guy I can talk to, whatever the case may be. But my wife is way more than just my best friend. So I don't really just say, oh, she's my, you know how people say, oh, it's my soulmate, or this is my best friend. No, you grow together and you become what you want to become. And at the end of the day, I think that's my philosophy. So
I always have a problem with that because I really believe that I should be his best friend.
You're more than that. I don't just define it as you being my best friend. You're way more than you family for life that I can't get rid of no matter what happens. So I think that's beyond best friend because best friends fall out.
It's in his best interest to keep me. It's cheaper to keep her.
I do agree and concur, but that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Money is only a small part of it. I can always get more money.
I guess I like the way you put it. When you do apply a title to it, it can be kind of,
Yeah, it becomes more pressure, but I mean, because things happen. That ain't your best friend every day. You get mad.
Well,
you fight.
Well,
you get mad at your best friend?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You want to divorce? You divorce your best friend? Oh, that's coming up. I guess let's keep going. I'm moving too fast.
Well, no, because we're not going to get to that question. We're going to have to do this again because I like having this kind of dialogue, and I think a lot of people can.
I'll keep it real.
I know you do.
I do, yeah. I think a lot of people can benefit from hearing from those of us who have. And you know what? As a matter of fact, if someone has that question, let's just go ahead and tap into it.
Yes.
The divorce question.
I think that's me.
You got it? Yes.
Okay.
We're going to skip.
Has divorce ever been an option? And if so, how did you overcome that thought?
Yes, it has.
Yes.
Plenty times. Plenty. Yes.
I think in a good marriage it does. I mean,
been married 20 years. I go on vacation in my mind every once in a while. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's healthy for you to separate your mind from your person and figure out, am I really still willing to sacrifice and do what it takes to stay? And if you ain't evaluating your own self first before you get into talking about what y'all doing together, then you really doing yourself a disservice. Because you got to be true to yourself before you even get to the person you're trying to deal with. So if you don't feel like you want to be in it, I can't make you stay in it. So get yourself right first. Yeah. Divorce how many times you want to, as long as you don't write it in real life.
Right.
And that's why you're talking about sex. That's some of the best sex is when you're about to get divorced. Where there's friction, there's fire.
Right?
You know?
So you going well, like you ain't going nowhere.
What you say?
Wish you would, China. Let me show you what you're leaving real quick. And then you start to wonder, you don't want nobody else to have it.
Right.
It's like, God damn, I'm about to leave the best thing ever happened to me. Yeah. You got to think about that sometimes because it's easy to quit.
And you remember
it's really easy to quit. It's hard to sustain.
Marriage is work.
Yeah.
And if you don't believe that, then don't get into it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are getting into marriages nowadays and they don't want to put in the work.
Right.
It's hard. Yeah. And if you want to sustain, you got to work.
You got to go through some shit.
And you have to make an investment.
Yeah.
It's an investment.
It is an investment.
You got to put into it because, as we talked about, you mentioned baggage, and we're all over my book, by the way. Right. But you mentioned everybody brings baggage. Well, yes, we all do. I could come into this relationship broken. I have stuff that have happened to me that he has, recently just found out, from me being molested and all those type of things. So I'm coming in emotional, and he has
Yes.
to work with that. You know what I'm saying? So there are times when he's like, okay, I know this is happening right now, so let me, handle her differently at that time. So it's about learning one another. It's about investing, and then it's about making sure that you, even like you said, it's okay for us to. We don't call them arguments. We call them heated fellowships.
Okay.
It's okay for us to have a heated fellowship, but at the end of the road, we can't just leave with the heated fellowship and the fire on the table.
Definitely.
We have to, if we agree, great. But if we don't, we have to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
And one thing that is a pet peeve of mine, do not in your relationship or in your marriage, if you and your partner or your spouse have agreed to bury something, don't dig it back up when you get pissed off again the next time around. And here you go unpeeling all the band-aids up that have healed.
I got some work to do.
That's what I say. I tell you,
I got some work to
you got the good, and then you got the vulnerability. You can use it however you want to use it, because at the end of the day, they have the most exposure on you. They know how to get you.
Yeah.
If nobody else know how to get you,
Bruh.
your wife know how to get you. She know. If I want to press red button 6,
Okay, this is great. I think we're going to have to come back and do a part 2 to this Black Love special that we have going, because
Yes,
there's so
indeed.
much that we can actually talk about. But right now, I got to close this out, y'all. But I thank you all for joining. I know, it went by too fast, right? Thank you all for joining me. Join this conversation on this Black Love, keeping your relationship going. And we're going to bring everybody back, because we need to do a part 2. We got some more questions in store for you. Until next time, thank you guys.